The tech world was rocked to its core, sending ripples of shock and disbelief through the industry. Bob Lee, a star in the industry, was found stabbed to death in the heart of San Francisco. Lee, the brilliant mind behind Cash App, was a giant in Silicon Valley, known for his innovation and leadership. His murder sent shockwaves through San Francisco and beyond, leaving the community in mourning and disbelief. The case quickly became a national obsession, with every detail scrutinized by the media and the public. Who could have committed such a heinous act? Suspicion soon fell on Nima Momeni, another tech entrepreneur. Momeni and Lee knew each other, their paths crossing in the competitive world of technology. The prosecution alleged a personal motive, suggesting a deep-seated grudge or rivalry. The defense painted a different picture, arguing that the evidence was circumstantial and incomplete. They argued for a more complex narrative, one that involved multiple layers of intrigue and deception. The trial captivated the nation, with people tuning into every twist and turn of the courtroom drama. It was a story of wealth, technology, and violence, a tragic tale that highlighted the darker side of success in Silicon Valley. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence, meticulously gathered over months of investigation. This included forensic reports, financial records, and a detailed timeline of events. They pointed to surveillance footage, which captured crucial moments that were pivotal to the case. The grainy images showed movements and interactions that were later analyzed by experts. They brought forward text messages, revealing conversations that painted a clearer picture of the relationships and motives involved. These messages were scrutinized for context and intent. Witnesses took the stand, recounting the events leading up to the murder in vivid detail. Their testimonies provided personal insights and emotional weight to the evidence presented. The defense fought back, raising questions about the evidence's validity and the prosecution's narrative. They highlighted inconsistencies and potential biases in the investigation. They argued for alternative explanations, suggesting other possible scenarios that could explain the events. Their goal was to cast doubt on the prosecution's case. It was a tense courtroom battle, with both sides passionately defending their positions. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation and uncertainty. The prosecution called for justice, emphasizing the need for accountability and the impact of the crime on the victims' families. They demanded a guilty verdict, urging the jury to consider the overwhelming evidence and the gravity of the crime. The defense maintained Momeni's innocence, arguing that the evidence was circumstantial and insufficient to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. They urged the jury to consider all possibilities, reminding them of the importance of reasonable doubt in the justice system. The jury deliberated for days, carefully weighing the evidence and testimonies. Their discussions were intense and thorough, reflecting the complexity of the case. The weight of the evidence was heavy, and the jurors felt the immense responsibility of their decision. Each piece of evidence was examined with great care. Finally, they reached a decision, a moment that held the collective breath of everyone in the courtroom. The tension was palpable as the verdict was about to be announced. It was a pivotal moment in the case, one that would determine the course of justice and the lives of those involved. The judge's voice broke the silence, delivering the long-awaited verdict. The courtroom was silent. The jury foreman read the verdict aloud, guilty. Nima Momeni was convicted of murder. The courtroom erupted in gasps and tears. Lee's family found solace in the verdict. Justice had been served, they said, but their grief remained palpable. Public figures weighed in. Tech leaders expressed their sorrow. They called for healing and unity. San Francisco's mayor praised the verdict. She vowed to make the city safer. The case sparked a national conversation about violence. It forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about our society. The verdict brought a sense of closure. For many, it was a moment of relief, a long-awaited end to a painful chapter. The courtroom was filled with a mix of emotions, from tears of sorrow to sighs of relief. Families and friends of the victim felt a weight lifted off their shoulders, knowing that justice had been served. But it also raised questions about safety. Conversations sparked across the city, with people wondering if they were truly protected. The incident made everyone more aware of the vulnerabilities in their own communities. It was a wake-up call that safety could not be taken for granted. Is anyone truly safe, even in the heart of innovation? Silicon Valley, known for its technological advancements and wealth, was not immune to such tragedies. The bustling offices and high-rise buildings masked an underlying sense of insecurity. People began to question the true cost of progress. The case highlighted the dark side of Silicon Valley. Behind the scenes of innovation and success, there were shadows lurking. The glamorous exterior could not hide the darker realities that many faced. It was a stark reminder that no place is without its dangers. Beneath the wealth and glamour, there are shadows. The stark contrast between the affluent and the less fortunate became more apparent. The case shed light on the disparities and the hidden struggles of those living in the shadows of prosperity. The case also exposed the flaws in our justice system. Procedural delays and inefficiencies frustrated many. The long wait for justice was a test of patience and resilience for everyone involved. It was clear that there were significant areas in need of reform. It took months to bring Momeni to trial. The lengthy legal process was a grueling journey for the victim's family and friends. The piles of paperwork and endless waiting seemed never-ending. It was a stark reminder of the complexities and challenges within the legal system. The conviction will not bring Lee back. The loss was deeply felt by all who knew him. The memorials and vigils were a testament to the impact he had on his community. His absence left a void that could never be filled, but it sends a message. The conviction was a statement that violence would not go unpunished. It was a call to action for stronger measures to ensure safety and justice for all. The community stood united in their resolve to prevent such tragedies in the future. Violence will not be tolerated. The community's response was clear and unwavering. Law enforcement and citizens alike joined forces to combat violence. Protests and rallies echoed the sentiment that enough was enough. The case is a reminder of the fragility of life. It brought to light the preciousness of every moment and the importance of cherishing our loved ones. The somber reflections at memorials were a poignant reminder of life's uncertainties. It is also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the face of tragedy, the community came together, showing strength and solidarity. Public rallies and support groups formed, highlighting the power of unity and collective action. We must learn from this tragedy. It is imperative to take the lessons learned and implement changes. Community meetings and discussions on safety reforms became more frequent, emphasizing the need for proactive measures. We must work together to create a safer world, for everyone. The diverse community united with a common goal to ensure a safer environment for all. Initiatives and plans were set in motion, driven by the collective desire for a better, safer future.